I'm glad I didn't have. Oh my. Okay, I know, but that's what you're asking. You're asking me. All right. One place says God hardened his heart. The other place say Pharaoh hardened his heart. So who did it? That's your question, right?
Yeah.
And why? Correct?
Yes.
Okay. In the Bible, this is a good question. I'm going to now go over it and make sure you go rewatch it. Right?
Hmm.
Oh, you thought it was harsh? No, 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 brother. It was not harsh. Come on. Right? Okay, anyway. In the Bible will often ascribe to God things that other people did, but that God did not directly do. So he didn't directly do it. But it will be ascribed to God. So in other words, God hardened Pharaoh's heart. But in reality, it was Pharaoh who hardened his heart. So why is it ascribed to God? So I'm going to teach you a principle in the Bible. You ready?
Yeah.
But you can't be distracted. You got to focus
Uh,
because you may be in the car being distracted. You know, I know you want to get married, but take your eyes off of that beautiful Hispanic lady. You can't be looking at her until you make sure she's a devout Christian. Turn your eyes away.
I'm
Now.
focused.
Okay, good. Tell her get lost. Say, hey, no habla español.
All right.
Okay, now, let me give you an example of what I mean. He asked a good question. I want you to listen to this, guys. Again, here, Job 2, verses 1 to 3. Here's an example. Again, there was a day when the sons of God came to present themselves before the Lord. And Satan also came among them to present himself before the Lord. Now watch. If you read Job chapter 1 and 2, let me give you a little background. Job chapter 1. Where's Monica Bellucci? Where? See what you did to me, Miss V? You got me looking at Miss Monica Bellucci. Okay. If you read Job chapter 1, Satan comes to God and says, hey, allow me to tempt Job because I'm going to make him blaspheme your name and deny you. God said, go ahead. So Satan had Job's children killed. Satan had his fortunes lost because robbers came and robbed him. Now, who did it? Job 1 says Satan, right?
Yeah.
Okay, attention. It wasn't God who did it. Satan did it. But now watch it. The Lord said to Satan, whence have you come? Where are you coming from? Satan answered the Lord, from going to and fro on the earth, and from walking up and down on it. So I've been traveling. Now, let me explain a little bit deeper theology. If you wonder why I'm opening the door, because my cat owns me, and I got to open the door for the cat. Okay. The Bible tells us spirit creatures, Satan, angels, they are not present everywhere. God is everywhere, present everywhere, right? So God doesn't have to go to California to see what you're doing. The entire creation is before him. He sees everything, right?
Yeah.
Not spirit creatures. Satan is not like that. Demons are not like that. Angels not like that. But they can travel at such speed that Satan can be, let's say, in California, and within a second he's in Vegas. He can travel at such speed that he can go from California, and within seconds he's in Europe. We can't do that, but he still has to travel from place to place. You with me there?
Yep.
So you got it, right?
Yep.
That he has to travel, right? He can't be present everywhere at the same time, correct?
Correct. Yep.
That's why he's telling God, I've traveled all over the world. So catch that, catch the language. I'm going to go deep with you so you can learn this. Notice he goes,
Okay.
I've been traveling throughout the world, to and fro the earth. Now, the other question you need to ask yourself is, why is Satan roaming the earth? Now, 1 Peter 5, 8 to 9 tells you. See, I'm trying to help you understand this. Satan is real, and he really wants to
Mhm.
destroy people so that they will lose faith in God. And it's not just Satan. He doesn't work alone. He's got demons. Remember, because he can only be at one place at one time, though he can get to those places faster than you and me. He's got a network of demons that also travel around the world in order to destroy people's faith in God and deceive them, right?
Yep.
You got that right? Okay, now watch this. Why does he travel the world? To find the victim to destroy. Here it is. 1 Peter 5, 8
Mm.
to 9. Peter's warning us. 1 Peter 5, 8 to 9. Be sober, be watchful. Your adversary, the devil, prowls around like a roaring lion. See? Like a lion
Mm.
looking for a prey, right?
Yeah.
He's looking for a victim to tear up, to destroy, to kill. You got it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Seeking someone to devour. Resist him. Don't give in to his temptations or his fear tactics, knowing God is almighty over Satan, and God is with you if you trust in him. Firm in your faith. Don't let what he puts you through to cause you to doubt, knowing that the same experience of suffering is required of your brotherhood throughout the world. Now, you guys in Rumble, YouTube, you're learning this stuff we've gone through? Okay, so pay attention. Yeah, I did a session on Job, Carol, and I'll give it to him, but I want him to see this. So, that's what Satan is saying to God. Where he come from? To and fro the earth. So now why is he appearing before God? Here's another principle of Scripture. You ready?
Yeah.
Satan cannot harm anyone if God doesn't allow it. Right?
Yeah.
Satan does not touch anyone if God doesn't allow it.
Mm-hmm.
So this is why now he found a victim. All right, I found a victim. So now he's got to go before the Lord. And the Lord knows who it is. Job again, huh? You've considered my servant Job, huh? Because you see, there's no one like him who's righteous. See, Satan wants to destroy the faith of the righteous. Now watch what God says, though. Who fears God and turns away from evil. That's who you want? Now here, he still holds fast his integrity, although you moved me against him to destroy him without cause. See what God said? You made me turn against him and destroy him. But God never destroyed him. Right?
Yeah.
Who destroyed him in chapter 1?
The devil.
And again, in chapter 2, it's going to be the devil again. Well, how do I know? Watch. But God says, you made me destroy him, right? Now watch here. Satan answered the Lord, skin for skin. See, last time you didn't let me touch him physically. All that a man has, he will give for his life. But put forth thy hand now. Look, he's saying, you stretch out your hand. Hand means God's power, because everything's under God's power. You breathing and talking, because God's sustaining you by his power. Touch his bone and his flesh, and he will curse thee to thy face. Strike him down with an illness. Get him sick. Give him cancer. Give him... And the Lord said to Satan, behold, he's in your power, only spare his life. Now, once again, notice, who's going to strike Job down with a physical disease? Is it God or the devil?
The devil.
But Satan said, you touch him. You move against him. You afflict his bone and his flesh. Why is Satan saying God do it?
Mm-hmm.
But God's not doing it,
He's
right?
allowing him to?
You got it. But God's not doing it. Satan's doing it, right?
Yeah.
But Satan knows everyone's under his control and power. Satan's under God's control. Unless you allow it, ain't nothing happening. So in a way, he's saying, you got to do it, God, but God is not the one doing it. God did not afflict Job.
Yes,
God did not strike down Job. God did not hurt Job. That's why God says to Satan, all right, he's in your power, but you must spare his soul. So Satan went forth from the presence of the Lord, and it was Satan who afflicted him. So are you seeing how the Bible works? Everyone learning how the Bible works? So you see...
Yes, that makes sense.
Go ahead.
Especially... I was going to say it makes sense, especially when comparing it to Exodus. Now, it brings much more clarity to that.
Because one place said Pharaoh will harden his heart, right?
Yeah.
But then it says God hardened his heart. Okay. Because now you see how it works. So what does it mean that God is hardening Pharaoh's heart? It's not that God is making Pharaoh. Say it again.
I thought you were asking me a question. Sorry.
Yeah, well, go ahead. Finish your answer, because I don't want to talk over you. What was it?
Because God allowed him to?
Yes. Because right here, 1 Samuel 6:6. Why should you harden your hearts as the Egyptians and Pharaoh hardened their hearts? After they made a sport of them, did not they let the people go and they departed? So here's what it means that God hardens someone's heart. When God sees a person resist his will and does not want to submit and will not submit, then what God does is he gives you what you want. So when it says God hardens your hearts, That is simply another way of saying God then gives you over to what you want. And then God will then put you in situations that you will be placed in order to give in to your desires.
Yes.
Okay, so notice when Pharaoh hardens his heart, though. Now you're going to see a mystery here. Watch when Pharaoh hardens his heart to show you it's not God doing it. Every time God brings a plague on Pharaoh, Pharaoh begged for mercy and asked Moses to tell God to remove the plague, right?
Yeah.
And after God did it, Pharaoh hardened his heart even more and went back on his word, correct?
Yeah.
So what does that tell you? Was God really hardening his heart? Or was God showing him mercy? And in light of God's mercy, Pharaoh says, the heck with you.
Yeah. He took advantage of God's mercy.
So the way God hardened his heart is by showing him mercy. That's not hardening your heart. God showing you mercy, God showing you compassion, God showing you love. How is that hardening your heart?
Yeah.
But that's to show you, look how depraved and evil and wicked he is, that no matter how many times I give him another chance and I show him mercy and love, what he does is he doubles down and resists me all the more.
Yes.
You caught it?
Thank you. Yeah, I got much more clarity on that now.
Yeah, but God
Thank you.
does that to everyone today. If God sees you don't want the truth, and you don't submit to the truth, and you could care less for the truth, no matter how many chances he gives you, eventually he says, I'm done with you. Now I'm going to hand you over to what you want. Oh, so you want to follow false God? Here, I'm going to send the Hindus or the Buddhists or the Muslims. Oh, you don't want to do it my way and live a party life? Here, I'm going to bring you anything. When he says bring, obviously it's not him doing it, but I'm going to allow you to be put in situations where you get as much money as you want, as many babes you want, and then you're going to suffer the consequences because years later, here you are with AIDS. Here you are with HIV. Here you are with 5 failed marriages and 20 unruly children. Go see where P. Diddy is now. That's when God says, all right, you don't want to do it my way, right? When I tell you, keep yourself pure until marriage, because this is what I created you for, and to do it any other way, you're going to bring damage. You don't care? Here, go ahead, do what you want, and see where you end up.
Yes.
So this is what God is. God knows what's best. So if you trust him, he'll bless you. If not, but he doesn't want to give up on you. He'll keep giving you opportunity. No, son, don't do this. This is wrong. Trust me. I know what's best for you. This is not the lifestyle you want to live. You're going to regret it. You're going to do things that's going to then bring irreparable harm and damage. But you don't listen? You know what? Then here you go. I hand you over. So then when he hands you over and now you're dying of AIDS or HIV or whatever it is, some sexually transmitted disease, you can't blame God. Say, I'm not to blame. I told you over and over again, you didn't care. You made your bed, now you sleep in it.
Yeah, makes sense.
This is how the Bible teaches. This is what the Bible says.
Yeah.
So
Thank you.
Pharaoh,
Thank you. I'll definitely look back at
and
this
by the way,
and
watch this session. Let me give you the session.
drill it in my head.
Before you go on, let me give you this session to watch. I did something on Job and the story of Job. What the story of Job was. Let me get it for you, Job. This is the session I did. Why did God cause Job to suffer greatly in his Satan omnipresence? So right there, I'm going to give you the link. This, guys, I think if you watch it, you'll probably start bawling when you understand the story of Job. In fact, every time I think of Job, it brings me to tears. Because the story of Job was God defending the honor of Job, even though Job didn't know that was the story, because he didn't know what was taking place behind the scenes. But anyway, hope that helped you, brother.
It did very much. Thank you.
God bless you, brother. Come back again if you have more questions.
Thank you. I will. God bless you as well. Bye.
Okay, you guys got the answer, right? You see how ironic it is? When does Pharaoh harden his heart? When God shows him mercy. When does Pharaoh double down and resist God? When God shows him compassion. Now, talk about proof it's not God hardening Pharaoh's heart. God is showing him love and compassion and mercy. And instead, every act of mercy, he becomes more hardened, doubles down, giving God further opportunities to demonstrate his glory. Okay,